Hello and welcome to Great Stories in History. This is the story of Wojtek the Bear. So Wojtek was a Syrian brown bear adopted by soldiers of the 2nd Polish Corps during the Second World War. His mother was thought to have been shot by hunters when he was just a young cub. Wojtek was to play a really important role in the Second World War. Now in 1942, during the Second World War, the Polish soldiers were fighting against the Axis powers, mainly Germany and Italy, after their country was invaded and occupied. At the time, many Polish soldiers had been captured by the Soviet Union and taken to a prisoner of war camp in Persia, which is modern-day Iran. There, the soldiers were eventually released as part of an agreement between the Soviet Union and the Allies, and they were allowed to join the fight for freedom. It was during this time in 1942 that the soldiers discovered a young Syrian brown bear cub. It had been found by a young boy in the mountains of Iran after its mother had been shot by hunters. This boy then traded it with a group of Polish soldiers who were on their way to join the Allied forces, having been evacuated from the Soviet Union. The bear was very weak and hungry, so the soldiers decided to care for him. They gave him the name Wojtek, which is a common Polish name meaning joyful warrior. They began to look after him, and he even enjoyed a bottle of beer. Now at first Wojtek had problems swallowing, so he was fed condensed milk from an old vodka bottle. He was also given fruit, marmalade, honey, syrup, and was rewarded with beer, which became his favourite drink. He enjoyed smoking and drinking coffee in the morning and would often wrestle with soldiers. He was even taught to salute when greeted. He soon became an unofficial mascot to all the units stationed nearby. With the 22nd Company, he moved to Iraq and then through Syria, Palestine, and Egypt. Wojtek quickly became a part of the soldier's everyday life. He was not kept in a cage or treated as a pet. Instead, he was allowed to roam freely with the men. He even began to help the soldiers in various ways. Wojtek was trained to carry heavy loads like ammunition boxes, and he would march with the soldiers when they travelled. He was a strong bear, and his ability to carry supplies made him very useful during their military campaigns. Now, the soldiers of the Polish army were so fond of Wojtek that they made him an official member of their unit. He was given the rank of private and was even issued with his own military ID card. Wojtek's presence boosted the morale of the soldiers, provided them with comfort and a sense of companionship in the harsh and dangerous conditions of the war. He became a symbol of hope and resilience for the men. Wojtek's most famous moment came during the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944. This was a crucial battle in Italy where the Polish forces were trying to break through the German defences to help liberate Italy from Nazi occupation. During the battle, Wojtek was put to work in a very important role. He helped carry boxes of ammunition to the front lines where they were needed for the soldiers' weapons. Even though it was dangerous, Wojtek continued to carry supplies, showing great bravery and strength. After the battle, Wojtek became a legend. He was praised for his contribution to the war effort, and he became a symbol of the Polish soldiers' courage and determination. However, after the war ended, the Polish soldiers were in a difficult situation. Most of them could not return home to Poland because the country was now under Soviet control. Instead, the soldiers, along with Wojtek, moved to Britain, and Wojtek was now a hero in the UK, where people would come to visit him and learn about his amazing story. Wojtek lived for many years after the war. He was kept at the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland, where he was looked after and became a popular attraction. He lived out his days there, and visitors would come to see the famous bear who had fought in the war and helped the Polish soldiers. Wojtek passed away in 1963, but his legacy lives on. He is remembered as a symbol of the extraordinary bond between humans and animals, and a reminder of the bravery and sacrifices made by the soldiers of the Second World War. In Poland and in the UK, Wojtek is still remembered and celebrated. Statues of Wojtek have been put up in both countries, and his story is shared with new generations, reminding them of the special connection that can exist between humans and animals, even in the darkest times. His courage, loyalty, and service to the Polish soldiers during the Second World War will never be forgotten.